What might Lippman have to say about the recent widespread financial problems in the U.S.? I already talked about this a bit in a previous question when I mentioned the Goldman Sachs senatorial hearings. And following along with that, this paragraph seems to be rather applicable. The corruption of which we hear so much is certainly not accounted for when you have called it dishonesty. It is too widespread for any such glib explanation. When you see how business controls politics, it certainly is not very illuminating to call the success of businessmen of a nation criminals, or the successful businessmen of a nation criminals. And I suppose that all of them violate the law. May not this constant dodging or hurdling of statutes be a sign that there is something the matter with the statutes? So the real problem is not corruption, even if corruption exists, but the systemic causes of that corruption, or maybe the laws. So rather than trying to figure out who's to blame, we should focus on reforming the system, or changing it. And here's one more good quote. I venture to suggest that much of what is called corruption is the odor of a decaying political system done to death by an economic growth. So we could say that the government has failed to keep up with the changes in the economy. Perhaps maybe we could talk about the subprime mortgage problem. And so from Lippman's point of view, you'd say you'd really want to know what is the underlying need or pressure that created this problem. Maybe people need access to loans. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I guess you'd have to sort of think through the underlying economic causes of the problem, rather than trying to figure out, okay, who made a mistake? Were the banks just greedy? Greed is not an adequate explanation. It doesn't really help. I mean, after all, you're going to change human nature or lock everybody up who was greedy? Obviously not.